She's asking, do the email templates work for cold leads or mostly Sphere? Only Sphere and past clients. The content that's in LCA Nurture is not for leads. In fact, in the 12 years I've been serving real estate professionals, I've learned that the only way to really create a compelling difference over search updates is to interview you and create unique content that sets you apart from everyone and essentially teaches those leads what your past clients in Sphere love about you.
Yeah, we try not to do only market data because I think that if they're in the mode to buy or sell, they care. But what about those 7 years in between on average people move? Well, I think it's even 5 years now, but still, how do I stay relevant in their life for the next 5 years before they buy or sell so that they reach out to me when it's time? And so for us, it's, on our consumer stuff, it's very localized. Here, yes, there maybe it's a little bit of real estate.
I'm excited, folks. We have a lot to cover. And if you're here today, you're here because you're looking for a 30-day way to get to 100K. Am I right? Like, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? So let's do it. Let's make this happen. Now, a couple of rules of thumb here as we start. These sessions are always conversational. My eyes are going to be peeled on this chat box the whole entire time. So any questions that you have, I want to hear about them. There are parts of the session where I'm going to ask you questions, and if you want to chime in and answer in the chat, that would be awesome. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Dan Stewart. I'm coming to you live from my detached garage in Tampa, Florida. So thank you, COVID. I get to work from home now. And I founded a company 12 years ago called Happy Grasshopper. And what we do is we help agents start conversations that lead to the desired outcome. So if you want to sell more houses, I'm going to help you do that, right? If you want to list more houses or help more buyers or work with more investors, every single thing I'm going to teach you today is going to be useful. So let's go ahead and dive in here. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to take it away. So let's go ahead and get this queued up. So welcome to the 30 days to 100K challenge. I put the worst picture of me ever here on the screen. So that's a little test just to see if I could scare anyone away. Tara is there, of course, just to help reel it back from my picture, try to keep the audience here. So she'll be joining us here shortly. Now, first thing I want to cover is the framework that you need to know about for this challenge, right? There's 3 parts. The first thing that we have to do is understand what actually is going on so we can implement the right strategy and have it work for us. Second thing that we're going to need to do is adjust some of our activities and use the tools we have the right way. Super important to do that. And then the third part, this is where all the magic happens. We must communicate what's going on, right? We have to reach out to people to have more conversations so we can have more contracts. Now, over the next 30 days, what we're going to do is help you get set up in a system that makes sure you have the conversations you need to earn a minimum of $100,000 in GCI income. Now, some of you are going, Dan, I don't even get out of bed for 100 grand. Come on. So just know, no matter where you are in your career, you're going to learn stuff in this session that will help. Right? You can always add another 100K if you're turning your nose up at 6 figures, right? We can do this. So step 1, we're going to start by understanding, right? We've got to start with a basic understanding of your metrics and your goals. If you're going to go from where you are to some other place, you have to start by knowing where you are. How much of the right activities are you already doing? What are those efforts producing for you? Like, you got to take your own pulse and be honest with yourself about where you are. Don't make things better than they are. Don't make things worse than they are, which a lot of people are tempted to do right now. This low inventory market, this recession on the horizon. A lot of people are in panic mode now unnecessarily. You need to anchor yourself in the reality of the moment, not your fears connected to the future and not your optimism connected to the future, right? And then you need to ask yourself, well, what has to change? What do I need to adjust to get the results that I'm looking for? And I think the biggest question that we all have to face is, what can I do that really works? And let's face it, real estate is an industry filled with services and tools and tchotchkes and knickknacks and shiny objects that you can buy that will not possibly help you achieve your goals. It's sad but true, right? And I know you guys have bought stuff that didn't work. You've already wasted money on that. So let's focus on what really works. Let's make that part of our core understanding here in step one. And of course, to really make that work, we have to start with an honest assessment of where you are and where you can go. So let's talk about the growth stages in a real estate career. Do we have any newbies here today? Who's fresh and new in the industry? Anyone want to raise their hand in the chat? Give me a heck yeah. This is how you can tell this is a live session, because I'm actually waiting and looking at the chat here. All right, I got a heck yeah. So if you're a brand new agent, know that it's one thing to have a license. It's another thing to know what to do with it. For a lot of people early in the career, the predominant feeling, the way they wake up every day, is with a sense of struggle. You know, there's a big difference between having a license to transact real estate and having transactions. Okay, so the first growth hurdle that you have to be aware of is one that's divided by uncertainty on the bottom and taking direction on top, right? That's your first growth plateau. So let's talk about ways to be successful in real estate. There are a ton of them. You could focus on open houses, holding listings open for other agents. You could go door knocking, you could go prospecting, you could go really deep with digital lead gen and nurturing. You could join a team, right? There's all these different things you could do. And the way to get through that first growth plateau is to choose a direction and move in that course, right? That's the moment that you start to feel this sense of hopefulness. And honestly, it's this phase where most agents are going to spend their entire career. You can earn a great living in this phase. There's absolutely nothing wrong with spending your entire career here. And yet for others, it's not enough, right? And so that next growth plateau people have to push through, it's the transition from being an operator to being an owner. You know, think about what that really means, right? For most agents, if they stop transacting, their income stops. And, you know, real estate has created so many different ways for people to get their income to continue on and above that. And usually where you see this really sink in for people is with their playbooks, right? They know exactly what their processes and procedures are for everything. They can clearly communicate their competitive advantage. They've got everything lined up in place to where they can really grow. You can get very wealthy in this phase, but you can't get free, right? That's that last little thing where you've got the scale and the structure to where you can really separate yourself from everybody else in the market and have the freedom to enjoy your life at the same time. Now, the common thread here that connects all of this together, it's the relationships that you build along the way. It's just that simple. If you want to sell more real estate, you must build more relationships, and then you must maintain those relationships over time. Your real estate career should get easier and easier and easier every year that you're in business if you've done a good job building relationships and maintaining them, right? So that's the goal. And that's been my clear focus here now for a little over 12 years. The whole reason my brand exists is to help you guys have more conversations. And, I want to recognize that there's really just two ways to do that. You have the mechanics, right? Your software, whatever tools you're choosing. And then you have the quality of the message that you send, right? So, let's talk about this for a moment, because let's say you're that person who's making outbound prospecting calls. If you're picking up the phone and having lots of chats, it's what you say that makes the biggest difference. If you can build rapport quickly, if you can sound trustworthy, if you can ask the right questions, you can get an appointment, right? That's a very good skill to have. And, if we think about other ways you can build your business, maybe you're this online lead gen person, right? You want to build a sales funnel. There's so much talk about funnels today, right? You have to have a funnel to really grow your business. And if you Google funnel, you will see this sort of stuff. It's all over the web, right? And they all essentially are about the same thing. It's where you dump your leads in the top. You have some kind of connection with them. You follow up over time. Eventually, you convert the sale and you earn the income. This is what so many people in real estate are focused on, is their sales funnel. And this is the first thing that we're going to need to adjust together. So over the next 30 days, I want you to get really familiar with your own data. Look at what your activities are, right? When you know your data, you're in such a better spot to make really high quality decisions. Good data makes good decisions, right? You can easily do the right thing if you know what it is you should do. So this is really about focusing your activities. And to do that, you have to get organized and you have to actually take action. Okay. So don't think just about this funnel. I want you to think about a whole new type of funnel called a bow tie funnel. You see the bow tie shape here? Right. So this funnel on the left is the one that I just had up, like the typical top-down funnel. You generate interest, you capture some leads, you educate, eventually you convert and you process the sale. Cha-ching. That's where most real estate businesses stop their focus. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just so wasteful. NAR says that the value on this side of the funnel nationwide is about $6,000 per transaction. That's the average gross commission income per sale. So, you get a lead online, you get an IDX web search, a portal lead from Zillow, Realtor.com, whatever it might be. You work that lead through to close, you process the sale, you earn $6,000. Yay, triumph. That's awesome. And yet it's not nearly as awesome as what happens on this other side of the funnel, right? So now the sale has been completed. You not only fulfilled their needs, you wowed them. Like, holy crap, you're the best agent I can even imagine. I refuse to let my friends and family work with anyone but you. If you can leave your clients with that kind of impression, they're going to be your advocate. They're going to insist that their friends and family work with you. And the value of that, the lifetime value of a great referral client is $117,000. Think about that, right? So the fastest way to go from where you are to 100K, 30 days to 100K, is to get your database organized to where every time you build a relationship with someone during a transaction, you're fulfilling them, you're creating that advocacy with them after the sale. Okay. So, Jake, I see your comment there. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to pause here for just a moment, guys, right? Because I've just covered a whole lot of stuff. There's some complexity here. How is this landing for you so far? Are we on board? Give me a yes, a heck yes. Give me some indication in the chat that we're on the same page right now. Melissa says yes, thank you. Jake says heck yes, of course he does. Leah, thank you. All right. Now, I want to ask you, and I want your answers in the chat here. Tell me what you're doing to generate interest right now. Like, where are you generating your business? Where is it coming from? Go ahead and answer that for me in the chat. All right. Got a few answers coming in. So there's a lead source, Veterans United, Facebook organic, TikToks and YouTube. Okay, awesome. SOI and farming, open houses and follow-up. Okay, Google PPC and Facebook. So when it comes to leads, we have to think about the intent of the lead, right? So let's imagine I'm bumping around on TikTok, I'm cruising YouTube, and I see an ad pop up and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I engage, right? I've jumped in your funnel, but I didn't have the intent of registering with a real estate agent at that point in time. Like, I didn't wake up and go, 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses for sale in Santa Monica, California with a pool. Like, that's a long tail search. If I put that in Google, I'm going to come to somebody's website, and that is a high intent lead. That's someone who's much closer to being ready to transact than a social media lead, right? And so as we consider your whole database and how it is we're going to work with people over time to create the result, we have to start by getting organized. And I know I just said you have to start with dentistry and sit-ups. This is like the thing people hate the most. So let's work through this together. It's not that complicated. Your contacts are all in the same places. They're in your phones, they're in your email, they're in your CRM, they're in your MLS. That's where your leads are hiding, right? Your contacts are hiding. That's where they're located. So the first thing that you need to do is export from all those places. Now, if you export your leads, well, those people don't really know who you are, right? And if you export your past clients, those people definitely know who you are. And those are the two categories that I want you to think about. Because really, they're just two kinds of people who are alive. They know us and they don't. It's that simple. The fastest way for you to grow your big business, the fastest way to increase your GCI is through the relationships you already have. I promise you that's the truth. So what you really need is to just book an appointment with yourself right now to get organized and take action. Right? That's what you need to do. It's that simple. So pull up your calendar, go ahead and book time to export these from your phone, your email, your CRM, and your MLS. Right? They're going to come out in CSV files, a few minutes of clicking and pasting, copy and pasting, organizing. You'll have a database that can be very valuable for you when it's used the right way. Right? And when you have that organized at that level, you are so in the driver's seat, because then it's time to communicate with these people. And here at LabCoatAgents, we have a service called LCA Nurture that's designed to help you do this. So my advice is to go ahead and subscribe to this service if you're not already using it. It's really designed for that section of the database who knows you most. Those are your past clients, your sphere of influence. And what LCA Nurture does is it helps you keep those contacts organized, and then it sends messaging for you via email, text, ringless voicemail drop, handwritten cards, social media posts. Like, every single thing you can think of is built in there. And better still, the content is all written for you. It's already done. You don't have to struggle with what to say. You just have to choose messages you like and let them go, right? It's that easy. And, it covers everything you see here. So from setting appointments to holidays, birthdays, and transaction anniversaries, it's all baked in there so you don't have to struggle with it. Now, I'm showing you on the screen here. Let me just click back here. These are examples inside the application of messages that are out there. These are simple conversation starters that you could use literally starting today, and it will generate business for you from your past clients in your sphere, right? Because remember, the fastest way to go from wherever you are to an additional 100K is with those relationships that you already have, right? It's the focus on this side of the funnel that's going to get you there. So I know some of you are wondering, Jake has put a link in the chat. Let's just cover a few things here. If you're not already a member, you're going to want to know. This is a lifetime program. Once you start using it, you're going to always want to use it, but there are no commitments. It's all month to month. And of course, there's 100% money back guarantee for your first 30 days. After that, it's just $47 per month, right? So super, super, super easy to do that. I'm going to jump into the application here a moment. I'll answer your questions, and I'm also going to give you a link where you can book your own one-on-one setup call with a member of our support staff to help you get your contacts out of wherever they are and get them organized so that you can send these messages. All right. So before I share that, I just want to remind you guys that this is a challenge. You know, starting today, you have a choice. It's up to you to decide what to do such that 12 months from now, you're achieving that desired goal, right? So I'm talking about a 30-day sprint to get your business set up that where over the next year, you're going to absolutely earn a minimum of $100,000 per year. Now, you have choices here. If you're in that first phase and you're struggling right now, and that's what it feels like, you can stay there if you choose, right? If you're in that hopeful phase, maybe you don't ever want to start your own business. Maybe you never want to own a team. That's fine. You can certainly increase your GCI without doing those things. And, you know, if you are in that phase, know that you can build upon it. There's always room to grow here in the right direction. So I'm going to jump into the application. I'm going to show you how this is lined up to help you do this. So you should be seeing a blank screen now. And now you should see where I'm logged into LCA Nurture. Can someone just say yes for me if that's what you're seeing on the screen right now? Want to make sure that that's there for you. Okay, I'm sharing the right screen there. Perfect. Thank you, Robin. So right now I'm logged into the dashboard of LCA Nurture. And you can see stacked up here down the left-hand side, we have all sorts of amazing things for you. Now, when you first start with our service, the training video library is going to be really handy. There are videos here to show you how to do absolutely every single thing you need to do. And then, of course, when you're on each of these screens, there's a tour that will walk you through. So the first time you log in, this runs automatically. And after you've logged in, you can always restart it whenever you choose. Right? So I want you to know that the help you need is already right there in the application. It's easy. So the first thing you'll do is you'll load your contacts in the system. And you can pull these in all sorts of ways. You can bulk upload them. You can add them one at a time. You have lots of options there. I recommend you just load a CSV file. You'll just drag it here. Our system will map all the fields and it will load it right in and you'll be ready to go. Now, from that moment on, you're going to want to send your first messages. So, you know, right now we're right here at the holidays. It's July 4th coming up, right? So if you click on social media content, you'll see we have messages here ready for you to share on social. So all you have to do is copy the text, download the image, and you can share these to social media. Now, I'm going to scroll through because there are quite a lot of them that are set up to start conversations on real estate related topics, right? So once every 2 weeks, my staff refreshes these. I have a whole team of copywriters. They create these amazing posts for you. You just have to use them, right? It's just that easy. Here you see a couple more 4th of July messages, and it just goes and goes. There's a ton here. You can share every day and you're not going to run out of content. Now, that's easy. It's a copy and paste. You're done. You got your first message posted. Yay. Now, as people comment, you want to like their comments, reply to their comment, and then reach out to them in the DMs, right? That's the best way to get a good response from social media. Nalita, I see your question. She's asking, can we schedule the content on social? I want to be really clear about this. This system does not post to social for you. That's kind of like knocking on the door and not being there when someone answers. You need to copy the text, download the image, and post it from your device. This way, the social media companies share it with larger people, larger groups of people, I should say. So that's how that works. Now, another thing that's super easy to do would be ringless voicemail drops. We have a bunch of scripts here for you ready to go. Like here's a Father's Day message. We're past that now. Here's a 4th of July, right? So all you have to do is just click record. I'll do this now for you. It's Dan Stewart over at Happy Grasshopper. And I was just thinking about you and thought I'd call and wish you a happy 4th of July. So I hope you guys are well. And you know what? I especially hope that you take some time to connect with some people you care about. So let's talk soon. Bye. Okay, so I've just recorded that. I can play it back. Maybe I like it. Maybe I don't like it. It's super easy to do this. My advice is to choose the message you like the best, right? And then make it your own. It's not a reading assignment. You don't have to get every word perfectly. What you have to do is convey this intent that you care about people more than you care about the commission they might represent. Okay, this just makes that effort a lot more scalable and easy to do. Another thing you'll see here, we've got these email messages loaded. I am such a huge fan of using email the right way. It is amazingly effective when you do it the right way. So you'll notice there are a bunch of different messages here, and we can go through and preview some of them. So best neighbor of all time, I came across this awesome story about neighborly love. Then there's a link to the story. It got me thinking about the special neighbors I've had and the people who've impacted my life. Who is your favorite neighbor of all time? What made them so special? Thanks for sharing. PS, call or text, and then it drops your phone number in automatically if you ever need some neighborly real estate advice. Okay, so friendly conversation starter, gentle reminder that you're a real estate professional. That's the right way to do this. Now, some people will read this message and go, oh my God, it's awesome, I love it. And some people think I'm crazy and they won't like it at all. Okay, both of you are right if you're listening. You should always choose the message that resonates with you the most. Remember, these are going to people who know you. So you want to choose messages that you like. Here you notice there's a 4th of July message. It's all set and ready to go. Now, you have a choice. We can remind you it's time to send a message, or we can just pick one for you and send automatically. So that's part of the setup process. We make sure to do that the way that you need it. So all sorts of great content in there. And of course, the dashboard keeps you on pace throughout the year, so you always know when your next messaging opportunities are. I'm going to scroll down here to birthdays and transaction anniversaries. This system updates automatically with whomever you've got that has a birthday coming up. Now, if you set it to automatic, it's just going to go ahead and send out a text. And this is the one that I have loaded here. Imagine my contact John getting this 7 days before his birthday. Hey, John, it's Dan Stewart. Am I the first to wish you a happy birthday this year? I hope so. Do you have any plans? Right? There's no chance he's not going to reply when I send that message. I'm absolutely going to get a great response there. And then on his birthday, my voicemail drop will go out. Hey, it's me, Dan, just calling to say happy birthday. Hope you're awesome. Give me a call when you can. Thanks. Bye. Right? Simple message. You record it once. Our system sends it out for you automatically. Right? So there is a lot here. There's a lot in this technology. I don't need you to master all of that this minute. All I need you to understand is that if you're committed to increasing your GCI, you can only do that by increasing the conversations you have with people who already know you. It's the fastest way to make the biggest impact on your income. So Jake, I know you've put the link in the chat. I'm going to pull that up over here. As you guys scroll through this page, you'll see all sorts of great testimonials here. Like Barry Jenkins got 3 listings from one of those messages that's in the system right now. And that's pretty amazing. Here's a video testimonial from a guy who brought in, like, I think it was 4 transactions from 1 email. It's amazing. So you'll see there's all kinds of great content that's loaded here for you. And all you have to do to get started is click buy now and then choose your plan. You can go monthly or you can choose the annual plan. Either way, there are no contracts and we're going to take great care of you. So I'm happy to answer any questions that folks have. Otherwise, I'm just going to tread water here for a moment and we'll get this wrapped up for today. So let's take a look here at the chat, see if we have any questions coming in. Again, this is how you can tell it's a live webinar. I'm actually waiting for questions. It's a good thing. And while you're typing those in, I'm going to circle back here to some comments that came in earlier. Melissa, here's a question. She's asking, do the email templates work for cold leads or mostly Sphere? Only Sphere and past clients. The content that's in LCA Nurture is not for leads. In fact, in the 12 years I've been serving real estate professionals, I've learned that the only way to really create a compelling difference over search updates is to interview you and create unique content that sets you apart from everyone and essentially teaches those leads what your past clients in Sphere love about you. I'm going to share my screen here. I will give you an example of a message that works for cold leads. This is what I would call a re-engagement message. We'll call this a bonus freebie for today. Let me pull this up for you. All right, so here's a message that's worth screenshotting. We sent this message for Brent Daly, and you could just use that text exactly as it is. That's going to work fine for you. The idea is that you've got these old cold leads that never responded to anything. Every so often, you just need to shake the database and see what happens when people pop out. Now, in Brent's case, he had a large database. There were 10,000 people in there. Most of them didn't know him, so he had a very low open rate. But who cares? There were still 17 deals that were hiding for him. So you absolutely want to do that. Now, Annette, I see your question here. I'll go ahead and comment about that upgrade credit. So at Happy Grasshopper, we provide a number of different services. So people generally hire us as a brand because they want to grow their agent headcount or production or both. So if you purchase LCA Nurture and then you upgrade to any of our other plans, you get 100% upgrade credit of the purchase you've already made. So, and by the way, if you think that's right for you, just go to happygrasshopper.com and click the apply for a call button and we'll figure that out together. Can I show the last screen I just shared? Sure. I think that was this one. You want to screenshot that Let's Chat email? Is that the right one? All right, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, Jean, you're welcome. You are so welcome. Happy to help. Now, I promised you guys I would share a free link for you so you can have my staff personally help you with a one-on-one setup call, let me go ahead and put that up here for you now. It's happygrasshopper.com/white-glove. And it's funny how I can never get that right the first time. Okay, so at this link, you just choose a time, whatever's convenient for you, and a member of my staff is going to walk you personally through how to export your clients and get them pulled into the system here the right way. They'll help you get your email signature set up, which is super awesome and easy. You can choose from, we have a bunch of different signature designs. You can base your signature off. Or of course, you can build one custom, or you can just import one from another system. Now, while I'm in here, I want to show you something cool that's kind of a bonus feature you're going to love. That's the digital business card. So in your digital business card, you're able to share your contact information with people you meet. So think of that conversation you have. You're like waiting in line at Starbucks, right? And you're having a chat with someone. Conversation turns to real estate. You hand them a business card and you hope that they remember who you are down the road. Let me show you a better way to handle that. What you'll do is you'll pull out your phone and you'll say, I'd really like to keep in touch with you. Do you have your phone? And they're going to say yes. And you're going to say, great. Can you open your camera for me? And go ahead and point your camera at this, right? And anyone who wants to do this right now, this will work. You can go ahead and grab that QR code. It will take you to my digital business card. Right? So once you click that, it's going to take you here, and then you can save all my contact info. You can text me, call me, save all my info right on your phone. It's super, super easy to do that. And, so that's great because now you've got a human being who has you, professional realtor, in their phone that they can reach out to when they have real estate questions. You're, of course, going to want to capture their information as well. So you just click the plus sign. And then you pop in first, last, phone, and email, and boom. Now that person is in your LCA Nurture account. And when it's time for your next message to go out, they're going to get it, right? So, show of hands for me in the chat here. On a scale of 0 to 5, with 5 being the highest and 0 being absolutely none, how organized do you feel your database is right now? Scale of 0 to 5, 5 super organized, 0 not organized at all. This is the part where I'm looking for your answers, right? Because in my experience, usually when I ask that question, people are like, oh my God, are you kidding? My database is a hot mess. If you feel like yours isn't a net, I see your 0 there. Just know that you're normal. This means you're human. It's totally fine. Also know that it doesn't have to be that way, right? So to fix this problem, subscribe to LCA Nurture and book a white glove setup appointment with my staff. I promise you, wherever your contacts are, we're going to find them and get them organized. In 12 years, I've only had one person send me a shoebox full of contact information. But if that's you, we'll take it. Whatever format it's in, we're going to make sure to get it organized so that you can make the most of it. All right. So thank you to everyone for your time and attention today. I'm going to wrap up here in just a few minutes. So if you have any further questions, please ask them. Want to make sure to get that handled for you. The way to jump into this challenge, follow that link that Jake gave you. That'll take you to happygrasshopper.com/meet LCA Nurture. That's where you subscribe to your account and where you enter the challenge. So over the next 30 days, we'll do everything we need to do to get you on track to that minimum GCI goal of 100K. So thanks, everybody. Really appreciate your time. If I can ever do anything to help, just find me on Facebook and I will be there for you. So thanks, everybody. Thank you, Jake. Have a great afternoon. Be well and happy 4th of July. Bye now.